Hi guys, White Witch 110 here. I'm going to be crafting something I haven't in quite a while. Matter of fact, since the last one I did was Tuesday, September 2nd, 1997. That's the back, and this is the front. It was something I wrote for in honor of Princess Diana. I've had this plate hanging on my wall for quite a while. I took it down, but I may be putting it back up in another spot because I've arranged things differently. But that's, thought I would show you that. Now, I'm going to attempt, after all these years, to do another one. Okay. And I do have a story to tell. I was trying to start another one today, but as usual, like it, I don't, I like it, I don't, I couldn't make up my mind. Now, how is everybody? I hope everyone is doing well and you had a good Wednesday. Had to stop and think of what day it was. Wednesday. We had a nice Wednesday, actually. Except, coming home, holy mackerel. It got cold. It got cold. I'm going to be using this one. When we had gone out earlier at work, it didn't seem so bad. So I wasn't anticipating it getting that cold. Although one of the guys at work did say that it was cold outside when he went for a walk. He goes a couple of times around the building, and sorry about that. So I was really surprised when he said that. I thought he was joking with us, but ooh, he was not joking. Let's see. There she is. Now we all know this dries clear, so we're good. Now with these spots here, I'm going to use some nice fall leaves. I thought they were pretty. I think I showed you these. They were in one of my hauls. But I did. Oh, there it is. So I figure this will be good. I was going to use the leaves for the entire background. I had cut out the witch. And then when I looked at it, I was like, no. We're not going to do that. There's no way. So, that was that. That was that. Hope everyone enjoyed the fireworks that I showed last night. I'm sitting in the living room and I'm hearing this bam. I'm like, okay, waiting. It's reminding me of a few years ago now when there was this horrific bang that was heard like everywhere. And some people had claimed that something had gone into the river, and that was by the conservation area. So eventually, I believe, or was it the next day, they did go there to investigate. And all I remember us being told is, yes, there was something there. And then that was that. So, interesting. Yeah, they said there were lights before the bang. But there was nothing in regards to any type of airplanes that were going to be in the area. So, but I know when hubby and I went, it was a year later, we were able to walk across. When the water's low, you can walk across to the little island that's there. And just on the other side is where the supposed whatever it was went into the water. I can tell you, I felt uncomfortable. That's for sure. Although most of that would just probably be all in my head. But either way, it was a little uncomfortable. So, this is the way I used to do it. I don't know. I've watched, is it Jodi's Craft Room? She did a gorgeous decoupage with the leaves and sunflowers, I think it was. I couldn't get over it. Whoops. That looks okay. It's wet. Didn't need to dry. Whoops. Let's leave that there. Then what I'll do is once this is dry, I'll take off the extra pieces, this stuff, and then I will paint the back of it. And I was going to add one of these, but I may add it just on the front. And then the bat, I had mentioned I was going to add that as well. So we'll leave this to dry. I haven't done anything else on the witch's house at all. So that's going to have to stay as a big question mark as to what we're going to do. Interesting. I got a little something. Hubby noticed it, but I have to reconfigure there. But anyways, so that's pretty quick. Pretty quick. Okay, that can go. And I had made, I'll have to take a picture of it, with using one of these without putting any of the garland on it. I used that, and then I had this thicker ribbon, and I put little pumpkins, 3 pumpkins hanging from it, and I used this pumpkin on the front of it. I used my cloth, my old cloth, to put the orange, and then I put a bit of brown. I thought that would look kind of cool. So I did that. That was about all. Yeah. So now I will reposition you for the story. Okay. It seems like only yesterday, but it was 20 years ago. The four of us stood here under the light in the deserted parking lot. As I walk the perimeter, those memories are fresh in my mind. We found out what was in the abandoned warehouse. The circulating rumors were... Sorry about that. Hang on. Sorry about that. I have my phone plugged in to the extension cord and it just... Okay. I will start again. It seems like only yesterday, but it was 20 years ago. The four of us stood here under the light in the deserted parking lot. As I walk the perimeter, those memories are fresh in my mind. We found out what was in the abandoned warehouse. The circulating rumors weren't even close to what we found. Here I was again, in a place I swore I'd never return to. Joseph, Penny, and Todd were expected to arrive in 10 minutes. Together, we will once again enter the building that has caused much trepidation. Allow me to take you back to that fateful night. We were only inquisitive teenagers then, thought we knew everything, but turned out we knew nothing at all. It was a better time then. We were excited and curious, urban exploring. We understood the chances entering a condemned building, but we went. It was dusk when we arrived that night. Standing in the empty parking lot, the warehouse seemed ominous. Its imposing size spread out before us. Joe knew the way in. The side door had been left unlocked. It had been that way forever. Inside, the air was cold and damp. We made our way around in the dark with flashlights. We could hear water splatter on a cement floor. That musty smell hung heavy. We watched our step as there were debris from the ceiling everywhere. You could see your breath in the stream of light from our flashlights. Gray paint had lifted off the cinder block, ready to fall and join the rest. The odd invoice laying in the dirt and puddles of water. We climbed over benches, turned on their sides. A couple of old mannequins sent us into a useless panic. They were leaning against a far wall. Another was seated at a desk, with red paint splashed on its face. The paper on the desk was written in black marker, "Get out." So of course we kept going. Just before we were going to make our way to the staircase, Penny let out a scream that echoed through the empty warehouse. We all rushed to her side. Our flashlights hadn't illuminated the cause of her fright as yet. Her eyes were glued to the corner of the building. Terrified, we slowly brought up our streams of light. We all gasped, then moved closer out of curiosity. What we seen hanging from the rafters made no sense. It couldn't be. From the ceiling hung 2 legs, not human. There were feathers and claws attached to them. We circled below them, trying to understand what we were seeing. Todd said they must be papier-mâché legs, fixed to the beams above. I wanted to agree, but they looked so real. I was sure, very sure, I could feel heat emanating from them. Joe and Penny accepted Todd's explanation. and something inside me didn't. With this excitement over, we continued on our original plan. I couldn't help but look back, playing over what we had seen. Making our way up the stairs, I brushed against the wall, causing a shower of chips. I brushed off my sweatshirt and continued. The second floor contained offices for the executives and their staff. Paperwork was everywhere. Bills, invoices, client information. In one office, forms of orders to be filled were in an open binder. The smell was worse up here. Joe said animals likely got in and died. That was something I didn't want to see. Room by room, we explored shelves and drawers. The smell got stronger the closer we came to a door marked boardroom. I turned to Joe. "You're going in first. You open it, I'm not." Penny and Todd were with me. We stood outside the room for a few minutes while Joe gathered his courage. As we had moved along the hallway, we had begun to see pigeon feces mixed with leaves and sticks. It was making sense for the smell now by what we had seen. Joe's hand rested on the doorknob. He turned back to the three of us. Slowly he opened the door. The odor came at us like a steamroller. "OMG!" I blurted out. As our lights panned the room, pigeons flew around before settling. I had walked further in than the others. In the corner, I spotted a pile of sticks. I moved closer for a better look. To my shock, it was a nest. Not a small nest for a pigeon. A large one that could fit 4 of us. I shouted to the others. Standing in disbelief, Joe had an answer. "It likely goes with the legs we seen. It's part of a float, probably." We were convinced he was right. This made us all relax. The 4 of us climbed inside and had a good laugh until I found it. A feather. Much larger than my hand. There were no words I could say. I held it up until I had their attention. This was a real feather. What the heck did it belong to? I swiftly climbed out, not laughing anymore. We had to leave. This wasn't a good place to be. Whatever it was, I didn't want to be here when it got back. Walking along the hallway, we could hear the wings behind us. Fear was real. We had to move. A deafening screech chased us to the first floor. At the bottom of the stairs, we looked up. Nothing was there. Suddenly, Joe yelled out in anger, "I know you're up there. That recording was pretty good. But you're not fooling us anymore." Joe was bounding back up the stairs before we could stop him. He was tearing through every room in search of someone he was sure was inside. That abruptly changed when he reached the boardroom. We could see him standing just inside the door. Todd was first to reach, with the identical response. As Penny and I turned our flashlights to the corner, there it was, sitting in the nest. I think I'm going to leave it there for this evening. Keep you hanging as usual. So I hope you have enjoyed the start of this new story. And I hope you enjoyed the little crafting that we did, or that I did this evening. I'll finish that up tomorrow because plate will be dry by then. Thank you so much to my YouTube family for popping in this evening. Greatly appreciated. Love you guys a lot. You're what keeps me going, as I tell you. Anybody new just popping in as well to see what's going on, feel free to check out any of my other any of my other videos. If there's any there that you like, consider giving them a thumbs up, leaving me a comment, and share any of them out that you think someone else might be interested in. Greatly appreciate it. While you're here, consider subscribing, and if you do subscribe, go that little step further and click the notification bell so that you'll know the next time that I upload. So have a great rest of the evening, and have a great Thursday, one step closer to Friday. So until the next time, from a chilly and rainy Ottawa, ciao for now.